Okay, so you know how everyone is buzzing about all the cool stuff you can do with AI these days?
Uh,
Especially with those large language models, the LLMs?
yeah.
Well, today we're going to take a deep dive into a really critical part of that whole AI explosion.
Okay.
How do businesses make sure that these really powerful AI tools are, well, trustworthy?
Yeah.
Like, how do they actually know they can rely on them?
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it?
It is, right.
Hmm.
So think of this as your crash course on a company that's really making a difference in that area. Patronus AI.
All right.
We're going to tackle some pretty fundamental questions today.
Okay.
Where are they based? What do they actually do?
Yeah.
What makes them, special?
Mm-hmm.
Who's using their stuff? What kind of products do they have in their toolbox?
Mm.
And how are those tools being used out there in the real world, making an actual impact?
Right.
So all of our insights today are coming straight from the Patronus AI documentation.
All right. Excellent.
But first, a quick reminder that tomorrow is the first live episode of AIPO. Be sure to register and join us at 7:30 p.m. We'll be discussing the future of AI infrastructure in India.
Cool.
And we're going to be talking to A.S. Rajagopal, who is the founder and CEO of NextGen, a leading data center and cloud provider.
That sounds fascinating.
This should be.
I look forward to it.
Okay, so back to Patronus AI. Let's start with their roots.
Yeah.
Where did this company come from?
Okay, well, the foundations are always important, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Patronus AI was founded pretty recently in 2023, and they've got their headquarters in Dublin, California.
Dublin, California.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's really interesting is who started the company,
Oh, okay.
the team behind it.
Tell me more.
It's a bunch of machine learning experts.
Oh, wow.
And they all came from, get this, Meta AI and Meta Reality Labs.
Oh, really?
So we're talking about some serious heavy hitters in the AI world.
Yeah, those are like some of the big names pushing the boundaries of AI research.
Absolutely. So it's safe to say that this team really knows what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, that suggests they have like a really deep understanding of all the challenges, all the opportunities in this field.
For sure. This isn't some, fly-by-night operation. They've been in the trenches of AI and research and development, the whole thing.
Mhm.
So they bring a ton of experience to this whole endeavor.
Right. Okay, so their background is impressive. What about their mission? Like, what are they actually trying to achieve with Patronus AI?
So their stated mission, and it really kind of reflects their expertise, is to empower organizations
Okay.
to deploy their AI applications confidently
Okay.
and securely. That's like their North Star,
Yeah. So they're not just building AI themselves. They're making sure that the AI that other companies are building, that other businesses are using, is reliable and secure.
Yeah, exactly. So in a nutshell, Patronus AI provides these platforms
Okay.
that automatically evaluate and secure those LLMs that we were just talking about.
Okay, so like a quality control system for AI.
Kind of, yeah. It's about giving businesses the ability to rigorously test and monitor their AI models.
Okay, so that's what they do. Now, what makes them different? What's their special sauce, their unique angle in this whole AI landscape?
Well, one of the really fascinating things about them is their approach.
Okay.
It's very comprehensive.
You mean?
They're not just like looking at one or two aspects of how an AI performs. They're offering this much broader solution for both evaluating and then actually optimizing these AI models.
Okay, interesting. So it's like a full-service AI checkup, not just a quick glance under the hood.
Exactly. And a key part of this is that they've developed their own proprietary models and data sets for all this testing, the rigorous testing and the ongoing monitoring.
Oh, proprietary models and data sets. What's so special about those?
Well, the specifics of how they work, the secret sauce is kept under wraps, naturally. But the benefit is they're designed from the ground up to catch those really tricky failures. The ones that can really mess things up when LLMs are used in the real world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, those subtle errors that can slip through the cracks.
Right, exactly. So think about it. A generic testing data set might not pick up on the nuances, the things that can lead to like a financial AI giving bad advice, or maybe a healthcare AI misinterpreting a symptom.
Oh, I see.
Right, so their tools are designed to catch those sneaky errors before they reach your customers.
Okay, so it's about preventing those real-world problems, not just finding errors in a lab setting.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense. So what are some of the key offerings that leverage these proprietary advantages?
Well, one of their flagship offerings is something called Patronus evaluators.
Okay.
And they actually describe these as industry-leading evaluation models. And what's really interesting is how specific they are.
Okay.
They focus on those crucial aspects of AI performance that really matter, like take their ability to assess hallucinations in origin systems.
Hallucinations, huh? That sounds trippy.
It kind of is, right?
What does that even mean in the context of AI?
So RG, that stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation, right?
Right.
So imagine an AI that has to answer your questions based on, a set of documents.
Hmm?
Like, say, a customer support bot that pulls from a knowledge base.
Right, right.
Now, a hallucination is when the AI confidently tells you something, like it's a fact. But, and this is the kicker, that fact isn't actually mentioned anywhere in those documents. It's basically making things up.
Oh, wow.
Right. So you can imagine how problematic that could be.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine a financial institution using an AI to, I don't know, give investment advice, and it starts hallucinating.
Oh, that could be disastrous.
Right. Huge financial losses, reputational damage, the whole 9 yards. So what Patronus evaluators do is they're designed to catch those subtle errors, those hallucinations,
Okay.
before they reach your customers, before they cause any real harm.
Gotcha. So it's like a safety net for businesses using AI,
Mhm.
especially in those high-stakes situations.
Right.
What else do they have?
Okay, so then there's Patronus experiments.
Hortus experiments.
Yeah, and these are all about making your AI better over time.
Okay.
So instead of just like hoping your AI gets better,
Right.
this gives you a systematic way to actually make that happen, to actually improve it.
I like that.
Yeah. So they allow you to measure how your AI product is performing against, those evaluation data sets, the ones that are designed to really put it through its paces.
Okay.
And then you can actually automatically optimize its performance. So it's like this iterative cycle of testing and learning and improving.
So it's not just a one-time evaluation, it's an ongoing process.
Exactly. And to really challenge your models, they have something called Patronus datasets.
Patronus datasets.
Yeah. And these are, think of them like really tough exam questions.
Okay.
They're designed to uncover those blind spots in your AI.
The vulnerabilities.
Exactly. The things that might not show up in, normal testing. It's kind of like a cybersecurity firm trying to hack into your system.
Oh, interesting. To find the weak points, right.
Right.
So these data sets help ensure your AI is robust
Okay.
before it encounters those really challenging situations in the real world.
That's really smart. Okay, so what about when the AI is out there, being used? How do they handle that?
Okay, well, that's where Patronus logs comes in.
Patronus logs.
Yeah, so this feature is constantly capturing evaluations as your AI is working, in a live environment. And what's really neat is that it automatically generates like plain English explanations of what's going on.
Oh, that's helpful.
Right.
So you don't need to be a data scientist to understand it.
Right, exactly. So you're not just getting like raw data. You're getting clear insights into how your AI is behaving.
Okay.
And it also like highlights any failures.
Oh, so it's like an early warning system.
Yeah, pretty much. It tells you right away if something's going wrong. That's huge for maintaining reliability,
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, what's the last piece of the puzzle here?
All right, so the last key offering they have is called Patronus comparisons.
Comparisons.
Yeah. So if say you're trying to decide between, different LLMs for a particular task,
Okay.
or maybe different ways of setting up your RA system, this tool lets you compare them side by side.
Oh, yeah.
You can see how they perform against all those evaluation metrics we've been talking about.
So it's like an AI bake-off?
Yeah, kind of. It helps you make informed decisions about which AI tool is going to be the best fit for your specific needs.
I see. So it's not just about evaluating AI in isolation, but also comparing different options head to head.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about what they do. Who are these people using this technology?
Yeah.
Who are their customers?
Well, they're working with a pretty diverse group.
Okay.
I mean, they've got some big Fortune 500 companies,
Wow.
leading AI startups, you name it. And their customer base spans a lot of different industries like finance, technology, healthcare, places where, accuracy and reliability are really, really important.
All right, those are high-stakes environments.
Absolutely.
What's the common thread among these organizations? Why are they choosing Patronus AI?
Well, they all need a way to detect those potential errors in their LLMs, and to do it at scale.
Mm-hmm.
They also want to make sure they can deploy their AI products safely.
Makes sense. If you're using AI to analyze financial data or provide medical diagnoses, you can't afford to have any mistakes.
Exactly. So Patronus AI is helping them build trust in generative AI within their critical operations.
Okay, so we've got a good sense of what they do and who they serve. Can we dive a little deeper into the product suite? How do developers actually work with Patronus AI's tools?
Sure. So for developers, they have this thing called the Evaluation API.
Evaluation API.
Yeah. And basically, this lets them integrate, all of Patronus AI's evaluators right into their workflows.
So it's all built in as they're building their AI.
Exactly. So as they're developing their AI applications, they're automatically getting scores on all those crucial things. Accuracy, safety, relevance, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, so it's a much more integrated, streamlined way to build AI right from the start.
Absolutely. And they also offer something called multimodal evaluations.
Multimodal evaluation.
Yeah. And this is becoming increasingly important because, AI is evolving. It's not just text anymore.
Right. Yeah.
So this allows them to assess AI that processes, both text and images. So they get a much better picture of how these systems will actually perform in the real world.
I see. So with all these AI-generated images and videos popping up, it makes sense that they need to be evaluated too. What else is in their toolkit?
So they also have tools specifically for agent evaluation.
Agent evaluation.
Yeah. So AI agents, those are the ones that can actually make decisions, take actions on their own.
Okay.
So evaluating how they make those decisions is super important. You have to make sure they're behaving the way they're supposed to.
Yeah, especially as AI agents become more autonomous and have more responsibility.
Exactly. And then finally, they offer those real-time monitoring capabilities we talked about earlier.
Right.
This allows companies to keep a constant eye on their AI applications even after they've been deployed.
Okay.
So if any problems pop up, they can be dealt with right away.
So they've got all the bases covered.
Mm-hmm.
Development, testing, and then ongoing monitoring in the real world. Can we look at some examples of how Patronus AI is being used in practice, like real-world applications?
Absolutely, yeah. So their documentation highlights a few really interesting use cases.
Okay.
For example, in financial services.
Okay.
There was a leading institution that used Patronus AI's Finance Bench dataset.
Finance Bench, okay.
Yeah. And this is specifically designed to test how well an AI can answer those really complicated financial questions.
Mm-hmm.
And by using it, the institution was able to identify, those instances where their AI was generating incorrect information.
That was hallucination.
Exactly. And then they could fix those errors. So it led to much more reliable financial analysis.
Right. And that's super important in finance, where even a small error can have huge consequences.
Oh, absolutely. Another interesting example is in e-commerce.
Okay, e-commerce.
Yeah, so there was this online retail platform that integrated Patronus AI's tool
Okay.
to monitor their product recommendation system.
Oh, interesting.
Right. And they were able to catch, biases and inaccuracies in real time.
So it was like a constant feedback loop, improving the recommendations as it went.
Exactly. And that led to, more relevant recommendations, happier customers, more engagement, the whole thing.
Yeah, so making the AI more reliable actually translated into a better experience for the customers.
Right. And then the last example I wanted to highlight is in healthcare.
Okay.
So there's a healthcare provider, and they used Patronus AI's platform to evaluate their AI-powered diagnostic tools. And the continuous monitoring, that was super important for them. It made sure they were complying with all the regulations.
Oh, sure.
But also, more importantly, that those tools were helping doctors, make better diagnoses.
So it's all about improving patient outcomes in the end.
Exactly. And that really underscores the importance of AI evaluation, especially in healthcare, where, people's lives are at stake.
It's a great example of how AI can be used for good, but it has to be done right. It has to be reliable and safe.
Absolutely.
So to summarize, Patronus AI, based in Dublin, California, they're really focused on building that trust in AI. They're providing tools to evaluate and monitor LLMs, and they're serving clients across some really important industries: finance, technology, healthcare.
Right. And their strength lies in their focus on catching those potential errors before they become real problems.
Exactly. And for you, the listener, the takeaway here is that Patronus AI offers a way for companies to be more confident in their AI deployments. They're addressing those really important issues of reliability and safety that, honestly, anyone using AI needs to be thinking about.
Absolutely.
And it makes you think, as AI becomes more and more integrated into our lives, the work that companies like Patronus AI are doing, it just becomes more crucial. What are the possibilities if we have more trustworthy AI? More reliable financial systems, more accurate diagnoses, online experiences that are, more helpful, less biased. It's a fascinating space to watch.
Yeah, it is.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. We'll see you tomorrow for our live episode, The Future of AI Infrastructure in India.
Looking forward to it.
Until then, keep exploring the world of AI. It's a wild ride.
It is.
Bye for now.